Welcome to J.Enamour channel, where you'll learn all about pattern making, techniques and more. The first video we will learn about pattern and sloper. We will begin by examining the role of pattern making in the garment life cycle as the following diagram. The diagram can be explained as the below. The designer creates a sketch of a design. The pattern maker creates a 2D pattern that represents the design. The cutter cut the fabric to match the shape of the pattern. The sewing machinist sews the fabric together according to the pattern to create a 3D garment. So what is the pattern? We can understand. Patterns are tools that help us to make a garment. Or patterns are two-dimensional representations of the sewn garment. How patterns are developed? Patterns are developed in two primary ways: drafting, or flat pattern making, and draping, moldage. Image of pattern developed by drafting. Image of pattern developed by draping. Flat pattern making, or drafting, means drafting the paper pattern, flat, on a piece of paper, relying on the measurements of the human body as a guide. To achieve high accuracy, you must be experienced in drafting the paper first, then making it into a muslin, test garment quickly and precisely. A draped pattern is derived from manipulating cloth directly on a dress from or person, using dressmaking's pin or adhesive tape to secure the material, in order to achieve the design of the garment without needing to gauge the shape on paper first. The final paper pattern would be created by taking the draped piece of fabric off the form, laying it flat, then tracing its shape onto a piece of paper. Though both drafting and draping are useful and interchangeable, each supporting the other. However, drafting method is more familiar, so we will go through the drafting first. In flat pattern making, we need to understand sloper, or block, that play an important role. What is block, sloper? Block is a pattern cutting term used in Great Britain, and sloper is its American equivalent. Both refer to two-dimensional templates, usually made from paper, card or plastic, which are used to develop pattern for garment in standard or individual measurements. We can understand block as a basic garment shape that can be used and adapted to make any pattern. Most pattern making studios will have pre-existing set of blocks, cut according to the company's signature style and fit. And it is essential to understand the rationale behind the block before starting to work. A sets of block consisting of front and back body, and skirt and a long sleeve. From block, we can make the below changes to create a new design. Dart changes. Move darts from one seam line to another, release darts for loose fit. Change darted area into gathers, tucks, pleats. Convert darts to seam lines, such as yokes, princess seam line. Add fullness. Add flare at lower edges. Add extra fullness for gathers, tucks or pleats. Finishing details. Designs facing, collars, yokes, pocket, belts. So what is the differences between block and pattern? The major differences between block and patterns are in the way they treat seam allowance, bust darts. Blocks are seamless, patterns have seam allowance. Bodice blocks have construction darts where the dart points match the bust point. Bodice patterns have dart points match the bust point that are set back from the bust points. Blocks are basically traced off and changed to create the shape of a pattern that will be used for a specific garment design. To prepare patterns to be cut out in fabric, a border of seam allowance is added around the outside edge of the new shape. Image of basic block and pattern.